तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Namaste my dear friends. In this video I am going to explain the conception of consciousness as explained in Vedanta philosophy. The Vedanta philosophy has considered mind as the subtle form of matter wherein the body and its components are considered the grossest forms. Consciousness, on the other hand, is considered finer than mind matter and is considered all pervasive, omnipresent, and omniscient. In Hinduism, concept of consciousness is explained in a very detailed way. Vedic sages had gone very deeply to explain the concept of consciousness. Consciousness, as understood in Vedanta philosophy, is a profound and complex concept that forms the core of this ancient Indian philosophical tradition. Vedanta is one of the six orthodox schools of Hindu philosophy and is primarily based on the teachings of the Upanishads, which are the concluding parts of the Vedas, the oldest sacred text of Hinduism. It explores the nature of reality, the self, Atma, and the ultimate reality, Brahma, with consciousness being a central theme. Let us delve into the concept of consciousness in Vedanta philosophy in detail. 1. Consciousness as the ultimate reality, Brahma. In Vedanta, the highest and ultimate reality is referred to as Brahma. Brahma is described as absolute, infinite, and beyond all attributes. It is often equated with pure consciousness or pure awareness. Brahma is considered to be the source and essence of everything in the universe, including the individual self, Atma. 2. Individual self, Atma. Vedanta posits that each individual has an inner self known as Atma. Atma is often translated as soul or self, but it is not to be confused with the ego or the individual personality. Atma is believed to be identical in essence to Brahma, which means that the individual self and the ultimate reality are fundamentally one and the same. The core teaching of Vedanta is expressed in the phrase Tattvam Asi, which means you are that, referring to Brahma. 3. Three states of consciousness. Vedanta classifies human consciousness into three primary states: waking state, Jagrat. This is the state in which we are awake and aware of the external world through our senses. In the waking state, we experience the external world as real and distinct from ourselves. Dream state, Swapna. In the dream state, we experience a world created by our mind, often in the form of dreams or fantasies. This state is considered a lower level of reality than the waking state. Deep sleep state, Susupti. In deep sleep, there is no awareness of the external world or even of dreams. It is a state of profound rest and unconsciousness. However, there is a residual awareness of bliss associated with this state. 4. Fourth state of consciousness, Turiya. Beyond the three states mentioned above, Vedanta introduces the concept of Turiya, which is often described as the fourth state of consciousness. Turiya is considered the state of pure consciousness beyond all relative experiences. It is the state of self realization where one recognizes their identity with Brahma. 5. Maya, illusion. Vedanta introduces the concept of Maya, which is the power that creates the illusion of duality and multiplicity in the world. It is Maya that makes us perceive ourselves as separate from Brahma and each other. Overcoming Maya and realizing the oneness of Atma and Brahma is the ultimate goal of Vedanta. 6. Self realization, moksha. The ultimate aim of Vedanta is to attain self realization or moksha. Moksha is the liberation from the cycle of birth and death, samsara, and the realization of one's true nature as Brahma. It is achieved through deep contemplation, meditation, self inquiry, atmam vichara, and the guidance of a qualified teacher guru. In summary, Vedanta philosophy views consciousness as the ultimate reality Brahma and teaches that individual selves, Atma, are not separate from this ultimate reality. The process of self realization involves transcending the illusion of Maya and recognizing one's true nature as Brahma, leading to liberation, moksha from the cycle of birth and death. The journey towards self realization is a central theme in Vedanta and forms the basis of its individual practices and teachings. Certainly, let us explore some more key concepts related to consciousness in Vedanta philosophy. 1. Concept of Jiva. Within Vedanta, the individual self, Atma, is often referred to as Jiva. Jiva represents the individual soul associated with a particular body and mind. It is essential to understand that Jiva is not different from Atma but is Atma conditioned by the body and mind. The individual's experiences and actions are attributed to the Jiva. 2. Role of karma, action and dharma, duty. Vedanta acknowledges the law of karma, the principle that every action has consequences. Positive actions lead to positive outcomes and negative actions lead to negative outcomes. Dharma or one's duty is seen as a moral and ethical framework guiding individuals to perform their actions in alignment with righteousness and cosmic order. 3. Bhakti, devotion and jnana, knowledge. Vedanta recognizes different paths to spiritual realization. Bhakti Yoga emphasizes devotion and love for the divine. Jnana Yoga focuses on the path of knowledge and wisdom, often involving self inquiry and contemplation. While the paths may seem distinct, they converge in the understanding of the unity of Atma and Brahma. 4. Concept of Isvara. Isvara represents the personal aspect of the divine, often associated with God, while Brahma is formless and impersonal. Isvara is the aspect of divinity that can be worshipped and prayed to. Isvara is the creator, sustainer, and destroyer of the universe according to Vedanta. 5. Obstacles to self realization, avidya and ego. Avidya is ignorance or the lack of true knowledge about the self and reality. It is considered the root cause of cycle of birth and death. Ego, the sense of individual identity, also hampers self realization by reinforcing the illusion of separateness. Overcoming the avidya and transcending the ego are crucial steps towards realizing one's true nature. 6. Guru disciple relationship. Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, and Brahma Sutra are the architect of Vedanta philosophy. Students of Vedanta, they go through these holy books. Atma is the reality, mind and ego, they are temporary and depend upon Atma. The continuity of rising of new thoughts from Atma constitute the concept of ego and mind. The primary thought that I am the body is known as ego. Rest all other thoughts follow the primary thought. Thus, mind and ego are used in the day-to-day life by all the human beings. Human beings, they pass their life just engaging in the various life activities through mind and ego, completely ignorant of the reality, that is the real self and Brahma. As per Advaita Vedanta philosophy, Atma and Brahma are not distinct entities, but they are the same. I conclude this video at this stage, and I will try to elaborate the conception of consciousness. Thank you for watching this video. Namaskar. Namaste.